Manchester United and England icon Marcus Rashford has packed more than most into his short career to date. A treacherous season suggested that Rashford was already beginning to fade after an explosive start to his career, but the local lad seems to have refound the form that many thought would propel him to stardom, and is now back to doing what he does best: terrorising opposing defences and banging those goals in. At the age of 25, there's still plenty more to come from Rashford, but bizarrely, it feels like he's already a seasoned veteran who's been around for years. This is partly because he has. The Mancunian burst onto the scene for his beloved United at the age of 18, owing largely to an injury crisis that had seen 13 first-team players drop out of the Europa League crash with Midtjylland at Old Trafford. The young star grabbed his chance and scored twice in a 5-1 win, a feat that he then repeated on his Premier League debut against Arsenal in a 3-2 win. The early signs were astonishing, and the sky was the limit for a young star hailed by the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo as a future star of English football. Rashford continued to find the net for United in a difficult period that transpired to be a far cry from the glory days experienced at Old Trafford under Sir Alex Ferguson in the not-too-decent future. Despite often being fielded out on the left wing by numerous managers, Rashford kept the goals coming, scoring 5, 7, 10, 17 and 11 goals in the Premier League campaigns between 2016-17 and 2020-21. Stardom seemed inevitable, with records bound to fall for the local hero, until what can only be described as an absolute disaster in the 2021-22, where Rashford's Premier League goal involvement dropped rapidly from 20 goals and assists to just 6 in an astonishing decline that led to many questioning his Manchester United and England future. This seemed unthinkable for a player who had reached 55 Premier League goals by the age of 23, and at 18 seemed to have the whole world at his feet. For Manchester United and Rashford, the 2021-22 campaign was one to banish from the memory bank forever. It began with a fanfare as the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo returned to his second home, no doubt with mixed feelings for Rashford. Would he be able to learn from the master and use it to perfect his own craft, or would he end up just facing more competition and lose his place in the team with Jadon Sancho also providing stiff competition? Manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer also faced immense pressure from all sides from the very start. A boss who had originally managed to get the very best out of Rashford in a fluid, exciting United side. Times were changing, and a poor previous campaign ensured the pressure on the Norwegian legend was high. As the form continued to dip, Solskjaer was shown the door and replaced by the pragmatic, uninspiring football played by Ralf Rangnick. It was going to be one of two ways for Rashford, and sadly for him, United and England, it went the negative way. Rashford struggled to say the least, and the numbers backed up the evident struggles on the pitch. In 2020-21, he put up impressive numbers, playing 57 times in all competitions, scoring 21 times and assisting a further 15 in a Manchester United shirt. Fast forward 12 months, he'd gone from zero to hero in no time. Rashford stuttered and faltered as his United team continued to flounder, and even found himself relegated to the bench on occasions. In all competitions in 2021-22, Rashford played 32 times, scoring only 5 goals, 4 of them in the Premier League, and assisting only twice. In fact, he set up goals on less occasions than he got booked in all competitions. What had started as a dream when he first burst onto the scene was quickly turning into a nightmare, and even some of his own fans were turning on him. Incredibly, Paris Saint-Germain were linked with Rashford, and many fans were suggesting that their former hero wouldn't be missed if he did choose to swap his beloved Manchester for the French capital. With Rashford out of contract at the end of the current campaign, it was rumoured that PSG was set to test the resolve of United and their star by making an offer involving some eye-watering numbers. Whispers on the continent suggested that the French champions were willing to offer an astonishing wage of £850,000 per week to Rashford, making him one of the best-paid footballers on the planet. This time last year, many in Manchester may have seen it as a chance to cash in on a faltering superstar. Now, there isn't a single United fan in Old Trafford that would want to see him go. With the Rangnick era firmly in the past, United and Rashford are heading in the right direction under new man Erik ten Hag. In fact, you could argue that Rashford is back to his very best and enjoying some of the best form of his career. Granted, it was a slow start, and after a dire performance away at Brentford in August, where United were demolished, and Rashford endured the full 90 minutes to little effect. Many were fearing that more was to come. However, Rashford scored his first of the season against arch-rivals Liverpool at Old Trafford, in their first win under the new manager, and it appeared that things were beginning to head in the right direction. After 2 more 1-0 away successes in the league, United welcomed leaders Arsenal, and Rashford starred again, notching a brace in a 3-1 and repeating that feat achieved on his United League debut 7 years ago. United continued to improve all the way up to the World Cup, losing only once more away at Aston Villa before the World Cup break, with Rashford cementing his place as a star man once more. Following the previous dismal campaign, many feared that the Manchester United man's dire form would mean that he was at home during the break. However, he'd played his way back into Gareth Southgate's plans and found himself on the plane to Qatar, scoring off the bench in a 6-2 win against Iran, before crashing in a stunning free kick and adding a powerful second in a 3-0 success over Wales. Another relatively early England exit meant Rashford could get back to business with Manchester United. That's exactly what he did. After returning from the World Cup to a United squad without Cristiano Ronaldo, Rashford comfortably filled the void left by one of the greatest players of all time. He scored in the EFL Cup game against Burnley, a stunning solo effort. And then scored in the league game after that against Nottingham Forest. And the one after that away at Wolves. In fact, he's scored in 7 consecutive games since the restart of domestic football in England, including a crucial winner in the Manchester derby against their City rivals to spark talks of United sensationally being part of the season's title race. With Ronaldo gone and the likes of Jadon Sancho, Antony and Anthony Martial either inconsistent or struggling generally, Rashford is undoubtedly United's star man, as was predicted by many when he was 18. Few thought it'd take 7 years for him to get there, but Rashford has shaken off the painful memories of the previous season and is finally heading straight towards creating his own Old Trafford legacy. Let us know your thoughts on Rashford and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.